Good evening, students. So, welcome to the second session of Human Resource Management, and we'll start the class within few minutes of time. Okay. So, waiting for everyone to join right now, and then we'll start the session.
Okay, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Raksha. Good evening. Raksha, waiting for 5 minutes. Okay, 6:05 sharp.
Right.
Okay. Today, actually, we'll go through with the few more topics and go for, you could say, one role play and few basic exercises as well. Okay. I think Mr. M. Swipe. Okay, please kindly mute yourself and. Hey, Mr. M. Swipe, please kindly mute yourself. It's my humble request. Okay. And please kindly rename yourself if possible. Okay, so that we will recognize you by your name. Fine, students. So I think waiting for a few more minutes. And let me share my screen with you. Right.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. What's your name, I think?
Kavi Arasu.
Okay, Kaviara.
Kavi Arasu. K-A-V-A-E-R-A-S-U. Kavi Arasu.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. It's the very first time I'm hearing this name actually. Thanks for just pronouncing that.
Sir.
Okay, so I think what we have done, we'll wait, I think, for a few minutes, 2 more minutes, I think, and then we'll start.
Okay.
So just waiting for a few more minutes, okay, for everyone to join. Meanwhile, if you have any query from the last session, please do let me know. Yes, I'm just waiting at least till 6:08 today actually, because some students have dropped me a text that I think they will join by 6:10. Okay, just waiting for them to join as well. Okay, because still I think we have only 17 in the class. So just wait for a few more minutes. Meanwhile, if you have any query, please, from the last session, do let me know, please.
सर आपका थोड़ा मोबाइल नंबर चाहिए था.
बिल्कुल सर, आप मुझे दे दीजिए, बिकॉज मैंने आई थिंक बुक सबको सेंड आज कर दी है. तो आप मुझे टेक्स्ट कर दें तो मैं आपको बुक आपको शेयर कर दूंगा सर आज. ठीक है,
आपका नंबर देने से हम टेक्स्ट करेंगे सर.
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, मैं आपको वही टाइप कर रहा हूँ. मैं कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर It's on my screen actually. You can see that.
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
Yes, yes, please.
99260. Okay, sir. Thanks.
So I hope so. Those who are already actually texted me on my WhatsApp, I have already shared one ebook with you. Okay, for HRD and HRM. It is a combination of HRD and HRM. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sharon, I received actually. 1 minute, please.
Sir, good evening. Santosh here.
Yes, yes. Good evening. Good evening.
Sir, I didn't receive the ebook. My email ID is already sent to you.
What you didn't receive, Santosh?
This ebook
I think I shared on the WhatsApp. I think so.
you shared in the WhatsApp, is it?
Yeah, yeah. Please check it out. I think.
Okay, sorry.
1 minute. I think I've already shared with you. No, I think your number is not saved. I think Santosh might be.
Shall I send you one more time, sir?
Is it there, man? 449 is the last digit. I
Yeah,
think.
that's right. That's right, sir.
I'm just saving it right now.
Please.
I'll just share it with you. Just give me 2 minutes of time, please. Yeah, I received. I think I replied you as well previously.
You replied also, sir. Correct.
Yeah, yeah. Just a minute. Just a minute, please. So Santosh, I'm sharing it with you as yeah. Now check please. You all have received, I think.
Now I received it, sir. Thank you.
I will add you on the broadcasting group as well. So in future, whatever communication we have,
Yeah.
you will be updated with that.
Please, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Yes, students. So I think we should start the class now. I think 2 more students have sent it to me the message. Sherin, okay. 1 minute, Sherin. I'm just sharing a number as well. 1 minute. And one more, I think. Yeah. Yes, so I will just add these numbers as well. Kavirashu, Sherin, and Santosh. Okay. So I will add you on the group as well, so that next time whenever I'll send any case study, because today I'll definitely share one case study as well with you. It is basically role play, which will I think start after 7:15, after 1 hour of time. Okay. Hanji.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So let's start. So I think in the last session, as what we have covered up, we have done with this introduction part, what is this HRM is all about. We have discussed about the 3 major pillars or 3 major segments under which we can understand the HRM definition, that is integration, influencing characteristics, and applicability. Then we discuss one very basic case study of Tata as well, how the Tata is basically associated with this particular case. Okay. Along with that, I think we have discussed this definition part, the elements, objectives, the scope of HRM. I think we have covered up. Okay, and these 2 diagrams also we are done. I think so. This is the part we have completed in the last session. Is it so, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's move, I think, to the next part. That is 7 categories of scope of HRM. Okay. Now, as I think we discussed in the last session regarding the scope of HRM, we know that what are the different elements and the parameters which we need to consider whenever we are talking about human resource management in the organization. Okay, along with that, the human resource management in the company, there are, we could say, certain other aspects which we also need to consider and keep in mind. Okay, these aspects basically, as we know that in the last class we have discussed that these aspects are totally based on dynamic components, or it is basically more we can say situational based components. Okay, now when we discuss about this basic parameters, the first and foremost thing we need to understand the how the HR management or how the HR policy may be introduced and how it may be designed. That is about the introduction of the human resource management or human resource policies in the organization. Second most important task under this category, that is called employee hiring. Hiring means the process of recruitment, their selection, their trainings, everything will come under employee hiring process. Then we have employee and executive remuneration, mean their salary structure, their package, their perks, their benefits, everything will come under this category. Employee motivation. Motivation means there would be financial and non-financial motivators, those who might actually help or enforce or you could say stimulate someone to work towards organizational goals. Employee maintenance, it is basically all about their you could say off job activities. When we talk about giving some leaves to them, then we discuss about their insurance, their medical facility, their medical checkups, if we talk about, okay, giving some you could say residential facilities or recreational facilities, if we talk about, everything will come under employee maintenance. Industrial relationship, it's again the one of the most important part, that how the industry belong to same segments are interrelated and interconnected. And the last one is prospects of HRM. Prospects means the execution of HRM in the modern world, and how the HRM policy, once it is implemented, how it will reflect, how it will react in the you could say in the live you could say market, if we talk about. So all the, you could say, basic concept which comes under designing of HR policies, these are the 7 major points we have. Okay, that is about the 7 categories of scope of HRM. Is it clear?
It's clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next we have functions of HRM. Now when we discuss about the functionality, we have basically this basic categorization of functions. Let me enlarge this image, I think so. Okay, you can see that the global environment, when we talk about, you could say, cultural, geographic, political, legal, social, economic, and technological. Okay, now we'll discuss all these points one by one. When we're talking about the functionality, the first point is called strategic HR management. Now, what is strategic HR management? Any idea? What is strategic human resource system?
It is basically deals with preparing policies for functioning of organizations.
Yes, very good. Basically, when we discuss about the strategic HRM, we are always concerned about the proactive approach of the the HR manager or HR policies of the company, that how because of the changes in the market condition, changes in the job profile, changes in the, you could say, switching of the job by a person very frequently, or we can say all those different parameters, by keeping in consideration, company always design their policy by analyzing the market trend and market condition. So this strategic HR basically is all about, or strategic HR policies basically are all about how the company is basically more proactive. They are, you could say, more, you could say, uh, strategize, or they are actually more, you could say, analyze and do some research on the market trend. And according to that, they actually focus on these 5 basic parameters. The first is called HR effectiveness, that is human resource effectiveness. Whatever human resource which you are hiring in the company, those human resource must be skilled enough, experienced enough, and fit to that job. That is the very first point, HR effectiveness. Second one, we have HR matrices. HR matrices is all about definitely all those, you could say, components or all those benefits, all those, you could say, job profile which you want to provide to them. HR matrices basically is all about the functionality, roles, responsibility, and duties which the human resource has to, you could say, fulfill and execute in the organization. HR technology, always know it's very simple. HR planning means planning about the human resource for your existing project, for your new project, for expansion, for diversification, that come under HR planning. And human resource retention is one of the most important point, because once a particular worker working in the company, definitely it is important duty of the HR manager, important duty of the, you could say, you could say the human resource department of the particular organization, that you need to retain them, because these are those people like work with the company for 5 years, 10 years. These individuals become the assets of the company, and if you're losing your assets, means you are losing your you could say stars from the organization, those who may support you in the tough situation. These are the basic component which comes under strategic HR management. Ajay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next one, we have equal employment opportunities. Okay, so whenever like we are designing any HR policy, these policy must be designed irrespective of the caste, color, language, origin of a particular individual. We talk about creeds. Okay, there are so many, you could say, factors on that. So definitely the company or the HR manager, those who are actually working in the company, or those who are having responsibility, the job profile or the job requirement or the job assessment should be done in such a manner. There should not be any, you could say, what we can say, imbalances. Okay, when it's come to our, what we can say, there should be a transparency in terms of providing the opportunity to each and every individual entity of society, having an equal chance of selection in the organization. That comes under equal employment opportunity. Clear, I think, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Then we have staffing. Okay, when we talk about the staffing techniques, staffing basically is all about how we are managing the existing human resource in the company. Okay, these includes the job analysis, means we are analyzing the performance of the individual from last year to this year. We are analyzing the output of or efficiency of the human resource. We are recruiting them. If someone left, someone actually enforceably left to the company, we are selecting them on the basis of the merits, actually merits or the grounds which the company has set the policy of recruitment. So that may come under, you could say, staffing. That includes job analysis, recruitment, and selection. Then we come to talent management. Talent management is nothing but basically how the company is basically hiring the new talent, hiring the, you could say, very valuable employee for the company. How the, you could say, human HR manager or human resource department of the company is providing training, providing skill development, providing, you could say, some facility of certification, their further education. Okay, these everything comes under talent management. Okay, total rewards. Rewards means monetary incentives or non-monetary incentives. Both the, you could say, component, whether it comes to incentives, we talk about benefits in terms of perks, compensation means the basic salary which they are receiving, incentive means the extra monetary benefit which they are receiving, which may be non-monetary as well. Like for example, worker working in the company, they are providing residential facility, they are providing education facility for their children. Like especially these things, actually, I just actually monitored, or I've experienced when I visited to Uti. I saw actually Tata having the plants over there, tea plants over there. And the worker, those who are working in the tea plants, the Tata is providing the free of cost education facility, might be free of cost, I don't know exactly, but they are actually might be charging nominal fees as well. But the education facility for their children is available in that locality near to the farming area. That is the, you could say, one of the important benefits how the company is providing to their employees. So the employee would be satisfied, you can retain them, you can staff them, and definitely you can nurture them till long, because these individuals are assets of any organization. Okay. The next one we have risk management and worker protection. Okay. Now it's very simple that whenever a particular worker is working in the company, definitely there is an inherent risk available in the organization, and it is persuasive in nature as well. Okay. So we can see that health and wellness, their safety, their security, disaster and recovery planning. So like especially these things happen in the mines. We talk about coal mines, a lot of cases are there. The worker working in the chemical factory, refineries, if we talk about, these are the basically the industries, those who must have to focus on this factors as well. And the last one we have employee and the labor relationship. How the HR policy may contradict, how the HR policy may contradict with the interest of the employees in the company, and how the unions are basically fighting for the right of the employees against them. Like it's very common in the banking system. I think it's very common actually, because whenever like the bank employees or the bank unions are fighting with the government, are fighting with the, you could say, different concerned authorities regarding their rights of 5 days working, regarding their, you could say, maternity leave working, regarding their pay scales as well. A lot of things actually comes under employee and labor relationship. So these are the major point which comes under functions of human resource management. Hanji, is it clear everyone?
Sir, can you please repeat stuffing once more?
Yeah, staffing is basically nothing but, it is nothing but the management of the staff or management of the human resource. For example, let's suppose if I'm working in an institute, if I'm working in a company, and as we know that the employee turnover is a major problem for every organization nowadays. Okay. Now, in such a cases, definitely I need to prepare, I need to be proactive. So in that case, what I will do, I will always create, I will always actually design my work, design my, you could say, execution in such a manner that there should not be any mismatch between demand and supply when it's come to employee availability. That is called staffing actually. There is right time of recruitment, right time of selection, right time of training and development, that everything come under staffing part.
Okay, thanks.
Understood, I think. Uh,
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Like this. Any more doubt, please, to anyone? Else we'll move to the.
So regarding strategic HR management, is there any standardizations for that, or how it is, sir? Or depends on company to company it differ?
Depends on company to company, sir. But
There is no
yeah,
standard policy on that.
definitely. Because as you know that different organization having their own ethical grounds, on moral grounds as well. And as you know that, because there are certain companies, when we compare the private companies, when we compare the government organization, NGOs, if we compare the educational bodies, medical bodies, each and every individual, definitely their base is similar. Definitely they are going in the same strategy for the human welfare. But somehow, whether it is practically implicable or not, that is one of the challenging tasks we have, which comes under strategic HR management.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any more query, please, to anyone?
No, sir.
Hanji. There are some more functions we have. Please have a look. Yes, students. I think these are the, again, few more points which comes under, you could say, human resource management. There are two types of function we have, that is called the managerial function and the operative functions. Okay. Manager function, as we know that the post-cop, I think the next subject we have, that is principle and practice of management. At that time we'll discuss in detail. Okay. So planning, organizing, directing, staffing, controlling, organizing. This is managerial function. But main right now we are focusing on this particular HR function, that is operative functions. First is procurement, I think. We discussed already development of that, compensation in terms of remuneration, integration means their resolving system, their issues. I think yesterday we discussed regarding this part about the integration. Okay, and the maintenance means their security and safety. Please have a look through all these points. If you want, I will just enlarge a bit. Anji. I hope so. We have discussed all the points. If you have any point, any query in the point, please let me know. We can discuss those. If not, we'll move to the next slide. Anji, any query, any doubt, please, in this particular slide? I think we have already covered up all the points. If you have any query, please let me know.
No queries, sir.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. So, how this subject is going for you, I think, being a farmer, I think being belongs to, I think, farmer background.
Yes, it's but generally every company has HR and they have policies like this, like you told, some monetary, non-monetary, so beneficiary. Like I worked in some pharma. I will not like to mention the name. They have their own housing system, like you told. So according to the level or according to year of service, they also provide living to the people.
Yes,
Even
yes.
to bachelor also they provide. They have different depending upon.
I just asked actually because I know you belong to farmer background. Actually, that's the reason. Perfect. Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
let's move to the next topic, role of HRM. Very simple role. Basically, there are three types of functionality which they always perform. Okay, the first is advisory role. Advisory in terms of human resource management, because they always actually give the inputs. And as you know that every financial year or every 2 years period of time, the company actually always comes up with some alterations, some necessary changes in their HR policies. Okay, when it's come to their pay scale, when it's come to their leaves, when we talk about, you could say, their training procedures, SOPs, if we talk about in the organization. Okay, a lot of things actually, because there are so many persons, those who are working in the environment actually. So somehow when we discuss about the advisory role, which is being provided or supported by the HR manager every year, and how the HR department is actually taking the inputs from all those important individuals in the organization, which may help the company to actually make the HR policy of the company more robust and more transparent and more, you could say, equivalent for all the employees in the organization. And one more important thing, whatever changes which we are talking about in this particular case, these changes basically are based on human resource development. So ultimately the target of, you could say, making certain changes in the HR policy is just to make it more and more better. Which there are basically 2 points which comes under this advisory role. This is called personal policy and personal procedure. Personal policy means structure of the company, means structure means the line and staff management we are talking about, hierarchy of the company we are talking right now, the responsibility of the individual in the society or in the company, employment terms and conditions, compensation, career and promotion, training development, industrial relationship, all will come under personal policy. What about the procedures? procedures may be actually we're talking about the flow or the blueprint which we prepare for each and every individual system, or the, you could say, the component which we always prepare. Okay, so that is about the personal procedure related to, I could say, manpower planning procedure. Means it is all about the blueprint of how the manpower may be planned or may be recruited, then their selection procedure, their employment procedures, regarding their training procedure, everything will come. So any blueprint, any step-by-step solution for a particular situation or the problem or the department is personal procedure, and any policy for the human resource, which may be uniform, which may be actually providing them or attracting them towards the company's, you could say, offering, that may come under personal policy. Okay. Second point we have, that is about the functional roles. Now, when we discuss about the functions, functional role means what? How the HR manager is basically helping the departments by providing, you could say, right guidance, right suggestions, and right reach to the, you could say, concerned department manager or concerned department authority, so that there should be actually a uniform communication or uniformity when it's come to the we can say, the flow of information, how it actually moves around in the organization. Okay, so guidance to the manager. Different manager means manager of marketing, finance, or different department which are working in the organization. And this is basically the policies are implemented for different departments as well. Because, for example, there are certain policies which is specifically for the factory in the organization. So regarding factory, definitely they do have their own SOPs, and which will be designed by the HR manager. That is a functional role which they always play. Okay. Then we have service role. Now, when we discuss about the service role, we are discussing regarding the major, you could say, what we can say, major, not responsibility, the major attributes, if I'll say, basically when it's come to services provided to the particular individual, or how the services may be provided. Services may be, for example, let us suppose in case of any medical emergency for an employee, and definitely that under medical emergency, as we know, that the spouses and the children are also covered. Okay, so what you could say, active or efficient or the quick response which the HR manager shows in case of certain contingencies, that is the very first, very important part we're talking right now. For example, suppose if I'm working, I have shifted from Hyderabad to Chennai for my work, and with the same company I'm talking right now. And in Chennai, how frequently, how quickly the company is providing me the residential facilities, the other accommodation, if I'm talking right now, okay, or all the other, you could say, transportation, if we discuss about, these are service facility we're talking right now, means how basically company is basically providing the add-ons to their employees, to their, you could say, we can say, their human resource in the company, and how these particular services may become, you could say, a motivational factor for those people, and they always feel confident, they always feel actually secured in the company, as the company is basically providing the premium services to their employees. Okay, especially like in the case of women as well, the women's safety, the women maternity, if we talk about, okay, their casuals, if we discuss about casual leaves, if we talk about, there should be certain procedure regarding how the facility may be provided to the certain category of people in the organization. I hope the examples are clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everyone, please. Advisory, functional, and service. It's very
Yes,
simple.
sir.
I'm sure. Let's
Yes, sir.
slide then. The role of HR manager. Very, very simple actually. Okay. Because when we are discussing about the role of HR manager, we are talking about the first part, that is called humanitarian role. Okay. Humanitarian role is nothing but basically regarding the moral values, the ethical values, or the ethical obligation of the employees towards company. Okay, definitely we know that each and every company having their own policies when it's come to ethical grounds, when it comes to ethical values, moral values. Yes, definitely. So that will come under humanitarian. Means on what ground, or under what, or you could say the setting of the standard in the company when it's come to, you could say, when it's come to, you could say, defining the reflection of the organization to the society. That is humanitarian role. And definitely because of the humanitarian role or ethical grounds as well, you the best example is Tata. Okay, how the Tata is basically supporting their employees. When it's come recently, I think if you remember that Ratan Tata actually visited one of their employees, very like very you can say the very not a higher level employee in the company, but still I think he was suffering from some issues, I think some medical issues, and he visited to meet him. It's one of the grace actually we are talking integrity of the company which we are talking right now in this case. That
Sir,
is,
in Pune.
yeah, Pune, yes, definitely in Pune it was. Okay, that is called humanitarian role. I mean the morale and the ethical responsibility of the company or the company owners or company's managers towards their employees. Counselor, I think it's very simple. Then when it's come to marital, health, mental, physical problems, or whatever issues, so they would actually work as a counselor to the individual. Or in case of any disputes in the company as well, they become, you could say, the mediator as well. Okay, disputes, conflicts, or any issues arises between the management when it's come to their redressal issues, their points are not being considered. So that may come under, you could say, mediator rules. Okay, that's fourth point we have, that is called the spokesperson. Okay, now when we discuss about the spokesperson, a spokesperson is nothing basically the representative of the company. Okay, representative in the case that, like for example, you have some conferences, you have some summits, and where you need to actually furnish the detail of the company regarding the company's past performances, regarding the investors, regarding the company's share values, whatever it could be. So you could say the representative of the company at global, at national level as well. That is called spokesperson. Then we have problem solver. Problem solver, I think it's similar to the mediator actually, how they can actually give the right suggestion, right inputs to the management, and management may consider or may not consider, depends on the, you could say, the management discretion in such a cases. They are also working as a change agent. What is change agent? I think the when we discuss about in the case of the transition we are talking right now, the transformation we are talking right now. Like for example, as we know that once the Tata, like again, I'm taking the example actually, when the Tata is working actually as a you could the way you could say decision maker in the organization, the things were very different. But since that moment he retired, actually, you can see that there are a lot of disputes when it comes to related to Cyrus Mistry and related to their board of directors as well. You can see that how an individual person, how a manager, how the trustees in the company, how the custodian in the company may actually play as a role of leader, and they can influence their employees, they can influence the complete, you could say, structure of the company, complete system of the company as a changing agent. Okay, I think I didn't remember one very beautiful word, it is in the chemistry actually, which we use as a I didn't remember that word actually right now, that is the best fit to that particular situation, that is change agent. Because whenever like we mix the chemicals, and in order to, you could say, proceed that reaction, we always use
Catalyst.
yeah, catalyst. Yes. So yes, Santosh, please tell me.
I was telling catalyzer only, and the same
Yeah.
change agent, like when we are talking about Tata's, the same example we can take it in Infosys also. When Mr. Narayan Murthy got retired and change over with the next person, there was a lot of changes in the system.
Yes, definitely. Even like you can see the Reliance as well. How
Yeah.
the bifurcation with Anil and Mukesh, and how these two companies are actually at the terminals too right now. Anil Ambani, you can see the progress of Anil Ambani right now. And sorry, Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani, you could say that is the two terminals nowadays in the case of Reliance, if we talk about.
Correct.
Since they're separated. Okay. Anji, is it clear, everyone? Change agent. Yeah, catalyst. Thank you, Shweta and Santosh. Yes, and the last one we have the management of manpower resources. Okay, so as we know that the manpower resources nothing but basically the benefits and the satisfaction which I am receiving in while working in the company. Up to what extent I am satisfied. Up to what extent even I am not thinking to switch my company. Okay, so it is all about the relationship of a particular individual, the association of a particular individual with the company, and how this association may be, you could say, more longer, more things should be, you could say, more perpetual in the organization for, you could say, a better communication, a better relationship for the workers. So it is about the management of manpower resources. I hope so these points are clear now. Role of HR manager.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Mr. Anuj, good evening. I think you joined late today.
Yes, sir. Today I late because I am some working is going on a plant.
Yes. No worries, sir. Okay, please take care. Okay, so next point we have, that is about the future role of HR manager. I think, student, we have already covered up majority of the points. Yes, please kindly have a look. If you have any doubt in any of the point, please, we can discuss. Else we move to the next slide, please. Because today the class may be an extended class actually. Okay, so because we have to discuss few exercises and one role play. Okay, so that we'll discuss today. Hanji, please have a look, students. If you have any query, if you want any example, please let me know. I'll just explain those points.
So
Sir,
point
please
number
explain the
5.
7-1.
7. Okay. Yes,
And
Chandra.
point, as well point number 5 as well.
Managing diverse workforce.
Yes, managing diverse workforce. And
Point number 5, utilizing behavioral scientists in the best way for his people.
fine. Waiting for few more inputs, please. I think. Yeah, let's start. I think with the point number 5th first. Utilizing behavioral scientists in the best way for his people. Now, basically, the term over here is behavioral scientist. It is more about the psychology actually, because as nowadays, what happened in the system or what happened in the society is actually how people are actually reacting. And as you know that we always need to understand the psyche of a particular employee in the organization, about their approach, about their attributes, about their movements as well. So utilizing behavioral scientists, and as you know that recognizing, or you could say understanding, the psychological aspect or psychological influence of a particular person, and how one will react, how one will actually respond in such a cases. So the understanding the psychology of a particular individual is definitely, you can see that one of the most challenging tasks, as I think most of you are basically working right now in the companies, and you know that how people play politics, how people may be multifaceted in the organization. So understanding all those psyche, understanding all those, you could say, mechanism that you could say that blend, that hybrid version of people, and how this particular you could say analysis may help the manager, may help the department as well, in order to design, in order to plan the policies, some meetings, some you could say sessions for them, so that there should be an integration, there should be an harmony in the organization. That is about the behavioral scientist, more about the analyzing the behavior, analyzing the psyche of an individual.
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Welcome, Chandrabhushan. And point number 7th as well, that is called managing diverse workforce. Now, if I just tell you very basic example right now, you know that because of the technological upgradation, like especially in the banking sector, okay, you see that after that 1991, no, not after 2000, not 1991 actually, suddenly there was a drastic you could say transition phase in the you could say banking sector.
For the employee, na? Hello?
1 minute, please. Yeah. So when we're discussing about this managing diverse workforce, and once you could say the technological upgradation comes, when everything was you could say replaced, the manual work was completely replaced by the computer system, and the Finacle and the different softwares are there, different ERPs are there to work in the system. You can see that the resistance of the people, those who are not that you could say skilled enough to operate that technical system, definitely now you can see that we have a blend, we have a more you could say blend of you could say youngsters and the experienced one in the banking sector, especially in the public sector I'm talking right now. Okay, so managing diverse workforce, as you know that for a particular HR department, managing the different age group, managing the different caste-based people, managing, you could say, different people based on different country origin is one of the most challenging tasks for a particular individual, because each and every individual having their own upbringing, having their, you could say, own way of working in the company, and how company is providing the freedom to them to work. That is basically the part of your managing diverse workforce, which may be any characteristics.
That means the combination of the skill or non-skill, that like in general way. And then
Yes.
in general way, that means some experienced person is using that philosophy, that like computer and this all other thing. And some is low skill level. Then both of combination will give the best result. This is the managing diverse force, I think so.
Yes, definitely.
I think diverse workforce also includes the female worker, female worker, and EDEP worker as well. And
Yes,
compromising and using best uses of that worker is also comes under managing diverse workforce.
Yes, definitely, because like as per my understanding, as per my knowledge about this particular diversity, when we are discussing in a term, diversity when we discuss about maybe of any parameter, like the example which I discuss is on the age. First of all, if you can discuss diversity, maybe as you can see that now the women empowerment is there, and as you can see that there are certain, you could say, companies where the job is secured at least 30 to 40% for women. Okay, so again, gender diversity as well we can consider. Okay, when we discuss about the example like cultural diversity, even sexual orientation is one of the important part nowadays. You can, like, I'm just discussing one example because recently I just actually attended one conferences, and there are so many companies, like we talk about Uber, we talk about Netflix, JP Morgan. Okay, these companies are basically supporting and giving some, you could say, special, you could say, quota, or not quota, we can say, I think so, some preferences of hiring in the company. I'm talking about sexual orientation of LGBT community actually. Okay, so that is again the one of the important factor, how the heterogeneous and homogeneous factors you need to actually understand in such situation as well. Okay, so it may be culture, it may be sexual orientation, it may be age, it may be, you could say, any other parameter which may come under managing the diverse workforce.
Okay, sir.
I hope so.
Clear, sir.
Yeah, perfect. Any more points, please? Any other point other than 5 and 7? If I just include some points, it would be easy. That definitely we can include cultural. Okay, we talk about gender, I think we can include. We talk about orientation, that is sexual orientation we are discussing right now. Age, etc. Okay, and this particular point is related to psychology. Clear? Any other point, please, students? I hope so. I'm giving the right explanation and the effective explanation for your queries.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next slide then. I think it's very, very simple. As we discuss about the different objectives, societal objectives, what it covers, organizational objectives, what it covers. We have discussed already these 4 points actually in the previous session. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just moving to the next slide now. That is manager.
Sir,
yeah, please.
Sir, 1 point, legal compliance benefit.
Legal compliances. Okay. See, basically, like when we discuss about the, first of all, what is legal compliance, that we need to understand. Okay. Legal compliance is basically nothing but compliances means basically whether the duties and responsibilities which is being performed by the individual in the company is matching, or is it is being associated, or it is being, you could say, setting the trend with what on the legal, or what on the, you could say, the in the legal terms if you're talking about it. For example, I'll just give you one example right now. When we talk about the harassments, okay, a very important topic to discuss actually right now in the class. When we talk about the sexual harassment at workplace, it's very, you could say, one of the most topic, or when we come to discussion, when it comes to panels as well. Legal compliances, actually we're discussing right now about the societal objective, because all the workers working in the company, definitely there should not be have any intention of an individual to actually harass someone, because this is a legal compliance you have. Okay, and this is one of the social objectives working in the system. Like one more point. Yes, Sanjay, I think you want to say something.
Yes, yes, sir. Does this include mental harassment also?
Definitely, we should include, I think so.
Okay.
Yes, even like you remember the age group, those who are actually eligible for working in an organization. So we have like child labor is one of the major issues that may come under social objective as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think who have asked this query, is it clear? I think.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Sure.
Sir,
yes, Rahul, please.
social objectives, now there is some legal compliances also handled by the HR. In factories, for the emissions related regulations, there is waste related regulations. There is the X-ray hazards related legal compliances are there. And also this is tackled by the HR. Some companies having the force for controlling this as a safety norms.
Very good point, Rahul. Very good point. Shall we move, I think, to the next slide, if it is clear? Because almost a lot of points are, which is repetitive in this particular slide. Yes, Vaishali. Shall we move, I think?
Yes, sir.
You want to say, okay, fine. Thank you so much. It's very simple topic now. Next one, that is about the managerial functions of HRM. That is about the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Means how the principle of management may be used in HR. When we talk about planning, it is all about the planning about recruitment, selection, the salary structure, their training and development, their safety and security. That comes under planning as well. Organizing means basically how the companies are basically assigning the roles and responsibility in the organization, how their line staff management may be designed, the structure, the hierarchy of the company. That is called organizing. Staffing is very simple. We have discussed already recently recruitment and selection procedure. Directing is very, very important about the instructions, orders, or we may say the guidance, definitely the counseling, everything will come under directing actually, and which may actually motivate the worker to work in the system. Okay. And this is a basic role of leader in the company actually we're talking right now. And controlling is nothing but basically whenever we are talking about this setting up or designing your policies and implementing the policies. And as we know that the manager or the leader must have certain expectation for that. Okay. Expectation in terms of what we are actually we can say expecting, what exactly we are actually assuming that this particular policy must work on certain grounds. So whether the actual implication is equal to desired implication or not, if there is a difference in that, definitely this is called variances, the differences. Okay, these differences must have to be resolved, because if the company thinks that this policy may holds good under situation of, you could say, any security, any death of an individual in the company, or safety and security of the women, whether those policies are really or you could say really, or whether it is practically applicable or not, is it called controlling part. Means always you need to compare your actual one with the standards. If it is matching, if it is working well, go ahead. And controlling is basically more a dynamic function, we may say as well. Hanji, shall we move? I think very simple slide, very simple topic.
Okay, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next one we have, I think we already covered up all these points as well. When it comes to operational functions of HRM. Okay, I think हमने slide, yeah, this function I think we already discussed. So as you can see that the procurement, their training and development, their compensation with salary and structure, Integration means how uniformity, how the communication is there among the various member of the organization. Their maintenance means their security, the working condition, their medical benefits, residential benefit, all things, everything will come under, you could say, maintenance. And when it's come to separation basically, once a particular employee leave the company because of resignation, termination, layoff, death, medical, these are the operational activity of a HR manager. Very simple, I hope so.
Yes, sir.
Sure. So I think now I have to discuss actually this particular exercise with you. That is true, false, 1, 2 only part, and to fill in the blanks we have related to this topic we have covered up, and one role play exercise which I have today. Okay. So I think we should go for a break right now. Okay. And then I think we'll start with, first of all, I'm just sharing that role play on your WhatsApp directly. Okay. Everyone. Anyone in the class right now do not have my WhatsApp number, or they are not added on the broadcasting group?
No, sir. I don't have, I think so.
You have texted me?
No, I haven't texted you.
Please do it right now so that during this time I'll just add you in the broadcasting group.
Sure.
Sir, I am also not added.
Sanjay, please kindly do one thing. Just text me on this number. Okay. So
Sir, I have I have done WhatsApp message you yesterday.
Okay. Just a minute, Sanjay. Let me check out. What's your last digit, Sanjay?
990.
990. Yeah. Yeah. I have received that. No.
Sir, please show me managerial function once again.
1 minute. Actually, I have 990 with five numbers actually.
932650
Yes. Sanjay, na?
Yes, sir.
Sanjay, I think I've already added you in that group. Might be, just let me check that. 1 minute, please.
Yes, sir.
Sanjay, I recently added you, I think so.
Sir, it's a WhatsApp group, na?
No, it's not a group actually. It's a broadcasting group. Okay, so where I can communicate with all of you individually.
Okay.
Sanjay, I just shared with you that ebook first of all.
Yes, sir.
I have received now.
Got it. Yes, sir. I got it.
And the case I'm sharing it with you now.
Okay, sir.
Sir, please once again show the managerial functions.
Managerial functions. 1 minute. Yeah. Yes, I think I have received Mr. Uday, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Uday, I'm saving a number as well. Is it Uday? Mr. Uday, I think. Are you there in the class? Yeah, Uday Dasari, am I right? Mr. Uday, I have saved your number as well now. Okay.
Yeah. Can you please share me the book, sir? The whatever the
I'll just do it. Okay. Mr. Puneet is also there. Okay.
Yeah. Sure, sir.
Can you please tell me your surname? I think Vinit. Yeah, only Vinit is there. Okay. Fantastic. So Vinit and I got one more, I think, text, I think, from someone. Preetham. Okay, fine. So please, everyone, just kindly send it to me so that I'll just share that study with you, that role play, all the documents with you. Okay. Preetham, I've saved your number as well. Okay. Who else? I hope so it is done now. Fine. Okay. So student, those who are already added on the group, I think so. I'm just resharing all the files, I think, one more time. So please kindly, sorry for that. Okay. So Mr. Uday, Mr. Vineet, and Preetham, I have added you. Okay. Fine, students. So I think shall we go for a break? I think now, and then we'll start discussing.
What group is that, sir?
It's a
It's a
broadcast.
WhatsApp group.
No, it's not a WhatsApp group. It's a broadcasting group. So whatever communication which is common, right? Definitely, everyone will get individual. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Uday. Okay, students. So we are going for a break, and we'll get back to it 7:10 sharp. Fine. Thank you so much. Yes, friend, I think so. We should start now. I think so. So like before proceeding further, I think first of all, we will just discuss that exercise. Okay. Because all the case studies now we have, I'll just share with in this similar, you could say, Word file which I'm preparing right now. So in case study, any activity which we'll plan, everything would be actually in this Word file which I'm sharing with you. Okay. So 1 minute, students. I'm just sharing this file with you. Before actually going further for this file, basically we'll discuss one small exercise and then we will go ahead. Clear? So I've sent you that case study, first of all. But before the case study, I think we need to complete one very basic exercise we have. Okay. I'm just sharing my screen with you. Just a minute. Student, am I audible, I think, to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's start with this exercise right now. That is first and basic exercise regarding true and false. Because we have covered the basic part of HRM. So giving you 5 minutes of time and then we'll start discussing on that. Okay. There may be some contradiction in the answers, definitely. Okay, so 5 minutes, please. 7:15 sharp, we'll start discussing on that. So I hope so now everyone is added on that broadcasting group and you might have received that role play, which I've shared right now. Okay. Yes, and please go ahead. 8 points, 8 minutes, I think, let's suppose. Start with discussing on 7:18. Okay, do it fast, please. Yes, we'll be waiting for 3 more minutes. Yes, and 2 more minutes, please. Do it fast. 7:17. We'll start discussing on that. True and false. Very, very simple. Those who are done, please kindly raise your hand so that I can just at least analyze the number of participants have completed. I hope so. You have an option to raise your hand. Shweta, Anuj, Rahul. Good. Only 3 have completed till now. Only 3 raising of hands are there.
Sir, send on WhatsApp.
No, sir. No. We'll discuss over here only.
Okay.
Santosh has done. Okay. Vinita is done. Good.
I have also finished, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Because I'll just talk to the IIBM. Actually, I just need the chat box in this particular software. I think they might have restricted that, but it should be there.
I am done, sir.
Okay, done. I think we should start this well. Okay. So, thank you everyone. Those who raised your hand, you can lower down your hand as well. The option is already there with you. Okay, students. So let's start with the very first point right now. That is the competent employee will remain competent forever.
False.
Yes, definitely. Why? Why it is so?
Because now some persons is competent with some process, either some functions, either some activities, but they did not competent with all the time, because the system or procedure always are going to change depending on its requirement. So if there any new types or new versions or any new technologies come, that time this competent person is not able to understand, not able to reach that deep. So
Yes.
that's why the competent employee may be not competent with some time frame.
Yes, Rahul. Very good explanation as well. Very good. Yes. Economic resources by definition are scarce.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah, true. It's okay. So whenever we discuss about the economic resources, definitely these are always scarce. Okay. And according to that, the company may have to plan their production. Company may have to plan their resources. Company they have to manage their resources in the company in order to achieve economies of scale. Okay. I think you might know about what is economies of scale actually. Okay, that is about the level of production which they may achieve, so that the cost per unit of production should be as minimum as possible. Okay, because we have a subject later on, I think so, that is manual economics. We'll discuss on that. Okay, third point now.
True.
Yes, it's true.
It's true.
True, sir.
Well, in critical, getting
true.
good people is critical to success for. I think we discussed the example of employee retention. Okay, that is. Next one.
It is also true.
True, sir.
True.
Fifth point.
It's false.
False is true.
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 Fifth number is false, sir.
Fifth
Number false.
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 It's also
True.
True. False.
Yes. The team workforce, the term workforce means people working at lower levels only. Definitely.
no.
False.
False.
Then we have HR.
True.
It's true.
The last one.
It is also true.
True.
True, sir.
True, sir.
True. Is the seventh answer is correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Human resource is an open system within an organization, but organization themselves are closed. Is it true?
False.
Yes. False. Why? How it can be true actually? Because when we know, like anyone, please, who can explain this point number 7?
Because the organization should also be open. The HR alone cannot implement everything.
Yes,
They
definitely.
can set some rules, but all have to follow it. And there should be agreement with what they are saying.
Definitely, definitely. Because until unless if we do not have the open system, open environment, definitely companies' growth cannot be achieved, or we cannot reach to that level of competition in the market. We cannot reach to that parameter. We cannot fulfill that standard that we can actually cannot work on the benchmarking which is being set by the competitor, which is set by the companies. Okay, so organization must always be open. Okay, so that is a false statement. I think a lot of students have given the true answer. That's the reason actually I was just writing true. But later on, let me ask, I think so. Henry, any doubt please in this 8 points? Now, Shelly student, I think, well, Shelly move, I think, please.
Yes, sir.
Hanji, give me the answer of these two MCQs. And why? Okay, waiting for 2 minutes only. 7:23, we'll start discussing on that.
So it is efficiency 9 option. Third, first efficiency.
No.
Third one is productivity.
It's productivity. It's a concept of operations actually.
Productivity, yeah.
It's productivity. Then next one, the process of bringing people and organizations together so that the goals of each are met. Ajay?
Human resource management.
Resource management. Good, sir. Human resource management.
Yes.
HRM.
Okay. So first one is productivity and next one is HRM. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anji.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am, I think good evening. You were joining and rejoining again and again, I think because of network issue. Okay. Let's move to the next and the last exercise for the day. That is fill in the blanks. Anji. So please kindly don't give the answer in between because let's everyone do it at their own pace. I'll give you 5 minutes of time for that and we'll start discussing at 7:30 sharp. Okay. The other may not be disturbed actually in that case. Yes, friend, please. I think I have to change the numbers afterwards. Fine. Because this is a tricky actually fill in the blanks always. Okay. Please continue. I won't also disturb much. Okay, please, Krishnan, go ahead.
Seventh one is inputs and its outputs.
Mr. Uday, we are waiting, I think, for everyone to complete first. Okay?
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Disturbance. I'm really sorry to.
Sorry. No worries.
No. Sorry. Okay. Rahul, please kindly mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. There's no cheating, huh? Make sure. Yes, 3 more minutes, please. Yes, last 2 minutes. Yes, shall we start, I think? Shall we? Because there may be some, you could say, multiple answers, but if you're giving some answers which are other than the standards, you have to give the reasons for that. Okay. So shall we start, students? I think if it is done at your end. Hanji.
First,
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. So what about the first piece? Shweta, first to you.
input and its output.
Input and its output. Okay. Fine. But that is not the correct answer, standard answer we can say. Definite survival and growth of the organization depends largely on the inputs and its output. Is it that input output fits to that definition or that particular statement? Because see, we are discussing in terms of HR right now. Because input output, which you have mentioned, that would be the right answer in the context of operations management. That actually works on the productivity. Rahul, please.
Yes,
So
sir.
one is
Its commitment.
Pardon?
Employee and its
policy.
commitment.
I think I can listen only one to one. I think so. Yes, Rahul, please first.
Yes. Employee and its commitment.
Largely depends on the employees, and it's so I think it's so a fit that won't be fit actually, Rahul, because it should be there.
Okay.
Okay. So definitely that match won't fit. I think Chandrabhushan, yes, please.
HRM and its policy.
HRM and its policies. Okay. Fine, considerable. Okay. Haji. Anyone else, please?
Sir, resources and its management.
Okay. Definitely, its management is correct. That is a standard answer as well. Or better to say, the effective management. Okay. So the answer is for the first one is called competence, and second one is basically effective management. Okay, I'm just giving the standard answer as per the HRM right now. Okay, I think the answer of Mr. Sanjay is about absolutely correct. Actually, we can say so. It is more about the competences, or okay, more about the strength, more about the USP, human resource. Definitely resources we can also consider. Okay, second one now, please, is viewed as
Competency and its management. Effective management.
effective management. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, second one now. Hanji. HRM is viewed as dash life giving element in any organization. I think very first statement which I use for the subject actually. The answer is hidden in that statement only.
I think it's career, sir.
Career. How the career would fit actually in this statement?
Career should because of the all criteria is going on for the employees.
No, sir. Actually,
Grow the career.
the word is not fitting in that statement. Actually, that's my point.
Sir, it is viewed as a preliminary life-giving element.
No, Miss Sanjay, no. Okay. Yeah. Hanji. Anyone else, please?
Is it human life giving element in an organization?
Human life.
Yeah.
I think I used a very I actually repetitively used that word. I think.
Competitive life.
Competitive life. I think we can make it more precise. Shall I give the answer? I think if anyone else is giving their input. Okay, so it is dynamic actually. I think I use the very first.
Dynamic life.
Okay, because if you remember, I use that the engine is not a static process; it's a dynamic process.
Dynamic.
Actually, associated with the market condition or the market trends. Okay. Next we have 13th one, please. Yeah.
Bridge between people and management.
Ajit?
Bridge between the human resource management is the bridge between the people and management.
Yes. Bridge or link. Okay. So both are correct. So link or a bridge. Very good. I think who has given this answer?
Shweta.
Shweta. Okay, Shweta. And fourth point. Now there may be a lot of distinctive answers now. Yes. Professionalization of HRM is gaining
popularity.
Definitely. So popularity synonyms is basically momentum or popularity. Very good. Thank you. I think Mr. Sanjay. Is it so?
Sir.
Yes. Great. Last point, please. It's very simple.
Challenge faced by the human resource management.
Very good. Okay. So these are the 5 fill in the blanks we completed. I think yes. Any doubt to anyone? Is it clear, everyone? All these 5 points?
Yes, sir.
Andy. So we are done with this true false. So I think the role play, I don't think so we'll be able to complete today. So I will request everyone, let me share that role play, I think, with you first. Okay. So I'll request everyone, you just read this role play and you need to write write your point of view. You need to write your perspective regarding this theme of praise and development from the manager side and from the graduate side. Okay. So So everyone, please, whenever we start the next lecture tomorrow, we'll complete this role play first, and then we'll move to the next topic. I think everyone has received this role play.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Because it's already 7:40 right now, so we won't be able to cover up within the time limit. But tomorrow, I think we'll start with this, and I think tomorrow we'll start with the evaluation and challenges of HRM. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Any more query? Any more doubts? No, I hope so.
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Having a nice interaction again with everyone. Please take care, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir, and take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Please take care, everyone. Bye-bye.